Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast where the best thing in wrestling this week may be what is called the Boneryard Match on pay-per-view this Saturday. It's Lost in the Midcard. Welcome. We are here kind of in the middle of nowhere. SummerSlam a few weeks away yet. Nothing else really coming up anytime soon, so we're kind of basically that's the main thing. We're gearing towards SummerSlam, and you
might say that, JB, but I think there's a stacked Dynamite card this week that is actually pretty pay-per-view worthy.
Yeah.
Like that show we're getting Wednesday night, top to bottom. I'm fucking hyped for it.
Yeah, I got the preview pulled up here for after we talk Dynamite. I guess just no pay-per-view really to look forward to except for talking shop on Saturday. We'll get into that.
That's gonna be something. That's gonna be something. That's gonna be something.
Like I said, there's a Boneryard match. If that tells you anything.
Oh boy.
But first,
please don't tune into Talking Shop and Mania expecting a serious wrestling show. That's all I ask of anybody who orders that. Please, if you're a Jim Cornette wrestling type of person, please do not buy Talking Shop and Mania because you're just gonna freaking hate yourself. This is just gonna be fun, goofy entertainment, and there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I don't even know what to expect on that one, but
I don't think anybody truly knows what to expect.
Thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes, Spotify, any of your favorite podcasting apps. All you got to do is search for Lost in the Midcard, hit that subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way, typically every Wednesday. We are also on the YouTube as we've been doing video for a couple of months now, and you can find us on YouTube as well. The links to everything are on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Lost in the Midcard, or on the Twitter at LITMC Podcast, where we also share a lot of the great tweets from the wrestling world. I'm your host, Jeremy Bennett. You can find me on the Twitter at JB Huskers. As always, my co-host, you've already heard him talking about the Boneryard Match. He is on the Twitter at Raw F Showtime. It is Mr. Matt Black. Matt, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. I just finished watching Impact a little bit ago. I thought they had another fun show, and like I said, I'm definitely looking forward to Dynamite on Wednesday night. So let's do this thing.
I did a podcast, a buddy of mine on Twitch beforehand, so I did not get to see Dynamite yet. So I will
Impact.
I will probably watch it once we get done recording here. We got off to a late start, even later than what we were doing last week after watching Impact, because I was on a buddy of mine's podcast talking for about an hour and a half, a little bit of wrestling, a lot of gaming, and before that I was doing voiceover work for a top 5 list. So I've done a lot of talking today. We'll see if I can get through this podcast. Shouldn't be too hard. So we introduced Matt last week. We introduced the soundboard. You know, Vince. We obviously got Price is Right. Of course, can't.
I think that's just WWE booking nowadays.
Yeah. Oh my God, the Chris Van Vliet interview with the Good Brothers.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Of course, you had to have this one in.
Dummy. Yeah.
Yeah. You already heard Vince.
Shut up.
And of course, Ric Flair.
Woo!
So we had those 5 in there for the podcast last week, and we used them pretty religiously throughout the show, didn't we, Matt?
I feel we used them. We got a soundboard. We're gonna have some fun with it. Damn it!
I added 9 more.
Oh yeah, variety, baby.
I added 9 more. And there's more to add. I mean, Matt just came up with one before we went on air. We're like, how did we not think of that?
Yeah, buddy. It's going to be great.
So 9 more. 2 of the 9 are very similar.
This is such good shit.
Or the original.
It's such good shit.
John Moxley.
Thank you, John.
Hey, yo.
Little haul there. Of course, we had to have
You stupid idiots!
a little Chris Jericho. Matt's favorite.
Will you stop?
Gorilla Monsoon.
Absolutely my favorite. I love the gorilla.
Vicky Guerrero.
That'll stop people in their tracks.
That's a very good one that I clipped there too. This, I believe, was the steel cage match between Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt. As you can tell, there's no music, so obviously it was not an entrance. It was when he
When he took off like the overalls and shit.
yeah, he was out of the spell. 2 more that we have.
Oh, that was a big moment.
The "You Suck" chant, which also can be directed to creative.
Sad but true.
And then one of my favorite BTE bits.
Do ya?
Little Kaz. There ya? Kaz's
That bump
southern
at the end is ridiculous.
Kaz's southern voice, though, I am gonna miss. That was fucking hilarious.
Look, he only had to spend $500 to get rid of it, so it's okay.
I can't remember even how he said water. The water? What water?
Dude, whiskey.
Shit, it's tequila. Oh, big money, man.
Matt just has different alcohol and water bottles for some reason.
Do ya?
Oh, I love that bit. The do you bit. You know what I think about that do you bit?
It's such good shit.
Yes, John. Such good shit, pal. So yeah, there we go. And I have 15 buttons, but I can actually flip to a different page very easily. So we
are going to entertain the fuck out of ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. That's just what we do.
We'll add much more. I did not watch Impact. I'm gonna not even look at the spoilers.
I thought it was a good show. And as I mentioned on Twitter this evening, I hate the fact that I love the Wrestle House skits. They did quite a few of them on tonight's episode, and I hate the fact that I love them.
Yeah, they're weird. They're out there.
Yeah, they really fleshed them out this week, and like it's basically turned into like a reality show, and Tommy Dreamer's hosting it, and it's funny, and then they got a good dig on WWE in there that I popped for. I thought it was pretty funny.
Ooh.
So,
what else stood out for you tonight?
I thought Eddie Edwards and
Trey
had a great match. I enjoyed the Good Brothers in Reno. They're continuing Jordan Grace and Deonna Purrazzo's feud, which should be because it was the best match. To me, it was the best match on Slammiversary. So it's kind of a no-brainer to not continue that feud.
It's like it doesn't seem like they have anybody built up at the top of that card yet. Kylie, they're obviously fast tracking, but
yeah, but Kylie's at Wrestle House right now.
Yeah.
So, and I think everybody that's on Wrestle House is not on the actual show right now. I think they're keeping them separated. So, Heath versus Moose next week for the TNA Championship.
There was a minute.
So, how can you not be excited about that? You have no excitement for Heath versus Moose. Yeah, baby.
I had a brief moment where I flipped to Impact while I was waiting. We were waiting to go live, and I saw him talking to Moose. So that'll be. You know what that'll be.
Scott D'Amore told Heath if he wins the TNA Championship, they'll get him a contract.
Yeah, he'll probably win that game. He'll win that one.
I would pop. I would pop huge if he beat Moose.
Dynamite this week was the first Dynamite that wasn't a branded pay-per-view in a while.
Great fucking show.
As they have been doing, Cody has been leading off the show with open challenge, and none other than fucking Eddie Kingston comes out and cuts a fucking great promo, followed by a great match and a great emotional post-match interview. I just don't see how they can't sign this guy.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
But then if you watch, the Good Brothers with Chris Van Vliet, they're making it almost sound like they're not going out and signing anybody. But you've seen people get signed during this pandemic to All Elite, but that kind of makes you wonder, when is Matt Cardona showing up then if they're not signing anybody?
To me, I feel like Kingston deserves a contract, but at the same token, if I'm Tony Khan, I have to sign Cardona and Miro first.
Yeah.
No offense to Eddie Kingston. Great promo, great match, great post promo. He deserves a contract on the show, and if wrestling was thriving right now with crowds and everything, I think he'd already be signed.
Yeah.
But I feel like Cardona and Miro have to take priority over Kingston right now. Just because Kingston's kind of like at the tail end of his career.
He almost retired.
Yeah, and Miro and Cardona are arguably just entering the prime of their career. And I think both of those guys could do huge things for AEW. I think it would be absolute insanity for them to slip through the cracks and not get picked up by AEW right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're probably no-brainers to be going to to AEW. Miro's 35 right now, and
plenty of career left.
Yeah,
at least 10, 15 more years if he wanted to.
And Ryder is also 35, or Cardona. So.
Yeah, I think they're both entering their prime right now.
Well, shit, a lot of people didn't start getting pushed till they were 35 back in the day. So.
DDP didn't start training to wrestle until he was 35.
No. A lot of the WWE superstars of the 80s and 90s, they weren't even they were not pushed until their late 30s. So
yeah, I think that damn, you know what I mean. I feel like it's a no. I feel like it's a no-brainer. I definitely feel like they should sign Kingston, and I think if we were in a better world situation right now, I think he'd already have the contract. He'd already have the graphic. Eddie Kingston is All Elite, and all that. But I feel like Khan has to balance money right now, and I'm sure Khan's thinking, who's going to draw more eyeballs to my television right now? Yeah. Is it Cardona and like a guy like Cardona or a guy like Miro, or is it Eddie Kingston? And I just feel like it's Cardona and Miro.
Yeah, and I don't know how much Cardona is really gonna initially move the meter. He has a big following though, and he's a hell of a talent that never really got his just due. But I know that, Miro is that mega talent that got over.
I think the upsides on both of those guys is gigantic.
Yeah, Miro got over with Rusev Day, and Vince neutered him on that. He got over again in the Lashley feud. It was a shit feud, but the positive of that is it got Rusev over once again. And so Cardona had a sweet promo video. Go to his YouTube page, The Making of.
I love that.
Who's that dude that owns the shop in a storage locker?
Oh, shit, I forget his name.
Yeah, you already know.
He was hyped.
Yeah,
he was definitely hyped. But to me it's a no-brainer. We saw what Ryder could do.
With the Eve Torres storyline with John Cena.
Well, I mean, just him being able to get himself over without the WWE backing.
Yeah.
What he did with Z True Long Island Story.
Yeah.
To me, it changed social media. I don't think there would be a Be in the Elite today without Z True Long Island Story. I really don't think there would be.
I think the Bucks have publicly said that.
Yeah, and look, and then I'm 100% right. To me, it's a no-brainer. This guy can get himself over. He's got a gigantic loyal following that hasn't given up on him. And I think him being on AEW would be tremendous. And I couldn't think of if they're eventually going to do the Cody heel turn, I couldn't think of a better candidate for Cody to turn heel post match. And if it was on Cardona,
and it makes me wonder, like, we do this heel turn. I wonder if Spears is not a part of it. He gets rejected by Tully and Cody because they had the feud. And I would not be surprised if Spears turns babyface to team up with Cardona in that initial run against this new Four Horsemen. And I could bet you it might be Cody, Hangman, and FTR now at this point. And Spears,
it absolutely could be.
And they turn Spears babyface.
To me, it's either Spears or Hangman. Like I'm not sure which one it is, but I think it's one or the other. But I definitely think it's Cody, and I definitely think it's FTR.
Yeah, I don't think you can separate Hangman and FTR at this point. I think they
You say you want to take me out for a beer?
Yeah. Poor Cutler, he had to wait behind, but
it's such good shit.
Don't worry, the best friend's gonna kill Brandon, so it's all right.
That whiteboard was great. that whiteboard was great, and then Matt's Google search history when he was on the phone.
I didn't even notice that until you sent it to me in the DM.
Anytime he talks like that with the phone, like this, I know there's something in there. Usually it's Google, and it's usually a Google search history. He's done it before on the show. So.
Yeah, there were a lot of good ones in there. Very nice Easter egg.
MJF took on Griff Garrison. I'll tell you what, Griff Garrison.
Who the fuck is Griff Garrison?
Griff Garrison, let me tell you something. BTE aside, Griff Garrison he got a lot of respect from Twitter.
MJF helped get that kid over.
A lot of people
absolutely did.
A lot of people were impressed with his words, like going on the mic with one of the best in the business right now. A lot of people were impressed with him being able to go toe-to-toe on the mic. Obviously, the match was 5 minutes, but the match still had some quick spots, good spots for Griff. But overall, it was a well-done vehicle to continue to push Griff Garrison. And then we have BTE.
And honestly, I think more people will remember his name due to what MJF did than anything else.
Yeah.
I feel like MJF made it a point for people to remember Griff Garrison's name.
Yeah.
I thought it was MJF did a masterful job to make you care about a guy who's really not in the mix right now, so to speak, but could definitely be a future player for that company. So I thought it was just a fantastic piece of business. I loved it.
And it was an example of BTE coming over to Dynamite. They used the Jungle Boy reference, which was tremendous with the Dark Order. And it got such a response that he's been on BTE every week now. And now the whole thing with Brody Lee, who the fuck is Griff Garrison? That's caught on.
Brody Lee is a fucking star.
Yeah.
On Being the Elite.
I fucking love
absolutely phenomenal on there.
I love the stack of papers as a weapon.
I know Evil Uno wore the Jaguars helmet this week. Oh my god!
I
He's
and
like, it worked. It worked.
And it all started with Silver and God, who's the other guy? That tag team in the Dark Order, Silver and Reynolds. The Kool-Aid bits were great with Orange Cassidy and Chris Statlander.
Yeah.
And then they incorporated Brody, and it's getting bigger and bigger. The whole Dark Order segment on BTE is just getting bigger and bigger, using Trent's mom. And
Who had the fuck you straw? Was that Big Swole?
Nyla.
Nyla, okay. I couldn't remember. I knew it was one of the women down. I couldn't remember which one it was.
Yeah,
Nyla had the
that was great.
That was fucking funny.
And now it's like one of the best running gags. Obviously, the Griff Garrison thing is like one of the best, and just Dark Order in general is one of the best running.
I'm
gags.
shocked that there's not a "Who the fuck is Griff Garrison" shirt for sale yet.
There's gifts out there. I know that much.
I'm just saying, with the amount of merch that company turns around and makes,
every time Jericho says something,
like the Demo God 1849 shirt.
Yeah, there's two. There's like two Demo God shirts now.
Yeah, well, I'm talking one that looks kind of like the Austin 316 shirt.
Look at this.
It's Demo God 1849.
My can is invisible in the middle.
It's better than your whole body being invisible. We would never make a mistake like that.
In honor of the bar fight on SmackDown, I was wearing a Guinness shirt, and it's green, and so I was a floating head when I got onto Zoom with Matt today. And
he looked like Zordon.
I had to switch shirts.
It was amazing.
I can't wait to talk about the bar fight. I'm curious what you got to say, but we're a long ways from that right now. Again, one of the great things in AEW is the relationship between Tony Schiavone and Britt Baker and Reba. I have never seen a wrestler do so much for themselves while they've been injured as Britt Baker has done. Like, she has done some tremendous shit.
See, here's the thing. Like, I feel like she has to come back and all out and win. But at the same token, I don't want to see Big Swole lose.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know how they're going to book that match.
If there was a Big Swole is not really Britt's going to win that match. I'm almost certain. Big Swole is
at the same token.
Yeah.
Would losing the Soul even hurt her at this point?
Probably not,
because as much as she's built herself up over this.
Yes, so you could have Swole win. It's not.
I mean, could you imagine her having throwing a fit at quote unquote Reba after the match is over, after she loses?
And
that would be the biggest win of Soul's career.
I think it was on Twitter, but Rebel said she might be getting back in the ring. So
I hope she does.
She's really.
I really liked her in Impact.
Oh yeah. She interacts with people a lot on Twitter, so I think I saw that while I was watching the Impact or Dynamite. She something about mentioning that she was going to be possibly returning to the ring.
That would be really cool.
Britt called herself the Michael Jordan of something. I can't remember what it was. Well, now that's a T-shirt.
It's like the Michael Jordan of returning or something like that.
And so there's now a T-shirt. With the old 80s Bulls logo with Britt Baker and then the number 23.
Yeah.
Her and Shivani have been great. Brian Cage and Taz enter the promo. Taz mentioned how Cage was close to firing him for throwing in the towel. Cooler heads prevailed. As we mentioned on the podcast, it made complete sense. Taz did it because it was a business decision. And Darby Allin came in with the skateboard, but holy fuck, Ricky Starks knocked the fuck out of him from behind.
Yeah, and I think he immediately tried to grab him and be like, dude, are you all right?
Yeah.
Because that whiplash off that top rope was brutal.
I love that Ricky Starks is in this group. It doesn't, like, it's it's an odd fit on the surface, but if you watched NWA like Matt and I do, you know how much talent this kid's got, and so I that's why I like the fact that he's already in an important.
And NWA was prepared to build their company around that kid.
Yeah.
And they lost him, and who knows who else they might lose between now and then whenever they can start running shows again.
I guarantee you. Like the television champion Ziggy Dice is gone.
I hear he's still under a deal, but he's trying to get out.
Oh,
that's my understanding. I think he's still locked under a contract right now.
Yeah, I think it was a matter of time before Starks would maybe regain the television title and then eventually defend it 7 times to invoke the Lucky 7 rule, and then that would be where he'd become champion with the NWA rules. If you defended the TV title 7 times in a row, you automatically vacate that title and get a world title shot. So I think he probably would have taken that step to becoming an NWA world champion eventually. So double team with Cage and Starks on Darby. John Moxley makes the save with a barbed wire baseball bat. So I love that team of Moxley and Darby. That makes complete sense too. And of course, we will have a tag match on Impact Dynamite. Got Impact on the brain all of a sudden. Tag match on Dynamite with Darby and Moxley against Cage and Starks. Which, as Matt said, it's already shaped up to be a gigantic card on Wednesday. There's a women's tag team tournament coming this summer. 16 women, 8 teams. Maybe it leads to the women's tag team titles down the road, but the women's division needs built a little better.
They need some padding. They need a lot of padding in that division right now because here's the problem with the women's division in AEW. Half the talents are hurt. The other half are stuck overseas. And they don't have a whole lot of contracted, healthy talent in that division right now. So they need to pad that division with talent. I don't think they have 16 women under contract right now that can do this tournament. Mm-hmm. So obviously they're going to have to bring in outside, like independent talent to fill this. And I think there's nothing but positives out of that. Like what we already saw last Wednesday with Ivelisse and Diamante. Both of those girls should be signed. Like if they're not signed already, they should both be signed. They need that's AEW, in my opinion. That's AEW's only weak point right now is their women's division.
Yeah.
And if they could get like 5 or 6, I would say, extra women in there, I think they'd have a really solid thing on their hands. You know, when Chris comes back and Britt comes back and Rio comes back and, you know, and they can get, you know, all the other talent that they can't get a hold of right now or due to injury or whatever, I feel like they'd have a really great division on their hands.
God, how lucky were they that Sheeta wasn't overseas?
Oh, man, that would have been brutal.
Alex Marvez interviewed the Inner Circle. Then Falls Count Anywhere match between the Young Bucks and Butcher and the Blade. That was tremendous. As you can see in the background here, that double dive off of the stage was to end the match was fucking sweet. That was really well done. I loved how Blade washed his hands there because Butcher and Blade were cutting meat in the kitchen when the Bucks came up on him to start the match. And I thought it was hilarious that Blade went and goes to wash his hands before they start the match. And it sounds like the Bucks were banged up quite a bit coming out of that match too. So
I didn't hear that. Are they all right?
Yeah, just banged up is what I'm hearing.
No, I mean after a Pinfalls Count Anywhere match of that magnitude, it does not surprise me that they were banged up. And they pulled in a hell of a quarter hour.
Yeah, they did.
Out of that match, over 1 million people tuned in to watch the Bucks and Butcher and the Blade. That's fucking awesome.
And Butcher and Blade aren't even a top 5 tier tag team right now.
Yeah. So I think that says a lot about how the Young Bucks have appealed to the AEW audience in general. I think that's a really good thing.
Lance Archer beat up some jobbers in the locker room. Took out a ceiling tile in the process. That was kind of funny. Couple of Puerto Rican women going at it. Ivelisse and Diamante. This report says Ivelisse got the win, but she did not. Diamante won.
No, she most certainly did not win. Yeah, Diamante won.
Yeah, because she's facing Shida on Wednesday. Non-title,
yeah,
though.
Non-title, which is fair. If she doesn't have a contract yet, and she's only won into what? She's like maybe 1-2 in the company right now or something like that. Or 2-3 or something along those lines. She doesn't deserve a title shot yet. Wins and losses matter in AEW. Like
Sometimes.
the only title that people can come in and get shit from is the TNT title due to the open challenge set the way that they have it set up. So
yeah, there are times where they forget about the wins and losses, but
I don't really think so.
There are times.
I think they've done a pretty damn good job with it so far.
Yeah, some of them. There's been some hiccups, but probably the guy that we know least about in the Dark Order 5, Alan Angels, took on Hangman Adam Page. I mean, there wasn't a story about him like we had with 10. Obviously, Silver and Reynolds were a tag team that were losing, and so then they got recruited, and obviously, Cole Cabana and everybody else it's in there, and of course, Stu and Evil. So 5 is the guy we know least about. He got beat up by Hangman. Match went a little longer than it probably should have, but Hangman gets the win. Brody Lee talks with Adam Page, says he's nothing but impressed with him, and notices that he has a lack of friends, and does he know that he's in immediate danger? And Brody offers to have him join the Dark Order, but Hangman says, I don't know if I'm really ready to join a cult right now. So the Dark Order attack Hangman Page when FTR make the save. And Kenny Omega tried to make the save. He was a little late, wasn't he?
A little bit. A little late, Kenny. A little late.
So then the main event, Inner Circle of Jericho and Hager taking on Jurassic Express with Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. Very lengthy, nice, long, good main event there with the Inner Circle winning. The big thing that helped them get the win was who they thought was Serpentico. They thought, are we getting a 6th member of Inner Circle with this Serpentico guy that I know nothing about? But no, it was Sammy Guevara. Welcome back, Sammy. He did his time, and was a better man coming out of it, and overwhelmingly positive support for his return on the internet when I looked around. So it's good to have Sammy back with the Inner Circle.
Agreed.
And Orange Cassidy comes out with the Best Friends, and we're gonna have a 5-on-5 match next week. Tomorrow, gonna have ourselves a little 5-on-5 match between the Inner Circle and the Best Friends and Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy.
It's gonna be good.
Good shit. Good episode of Dynamite. Like I said, next tomorrow or today, as you're listening to the podcast on Wednesday, July 29th, we All Elite Wrestling will have a pretty damn good card for that. So we got Diamante against Shida, and we got the 5-on-5 match that we just mentioned. There's a Texas Tornado match, isn't there?
Yeah, it's
Omega and Page against
yeah,
and Omega and Page against Uno and Grayson for the titles.
yeah, it's Moxley and Darby against Brian Cage and Starks.
Yeah, that'll be
you got Cody versus Warhorse.
Yep, Cody versus Warhorse.
I mean that dude, that's a stacked show, man.
Don't expect to tag. Well, I don't know, man. If FTR is joining up with Hangman, I don't think FTR is the one that takes the titles. We might get a title change tomorrow, Matt.
I don't think so.
I don't know. It's starting. It's starting to crack again after it got better. So
I think they're doing it to keep everybody guessing.
Yeah.
And FTR can be smart enough to keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Yeah.
You know, do the buddy thing with Hangman and then turn on him and get the titles from him.
Yeah, that would kill Hangman joining the Four Horsemen.
Yeah, then you slot Spears in there.
Yep.
Who's been on a winning streak quietly.
Yep.
Like, he's won a lot of matches this year. I think he's like, 7-2 or something like that right now. I mean, he's quietly racking up that win-loss record, right underneath people's noses.
Yeah, a lot of squash matches though, but that's
a win's a win.
That's how you pad your win-loss record, right?
Yeah, just like in real sports. Somebody's got to be the Cleveland Browns.
NXT, the major news was Keith Lee relinquishing the North American title. So now we're going to have we're going to have a ladder match at TakeOver Triple X. SummerSlam weekend. So TakeOver is going to be on the same weekend as SummerSlam. So there are qualifying triple threat matches to be able to get into the ladder match. And before we got to that, Dexter Lumis took on Killian Dane, defeated him there. Breezango defeated Everrise. Everrise are French Canadians, so Breezango came out as the Mounties. That was pretty fucking funny.
The
Quebecers, yeah. Shotzi Blackheart defeated Aaliyah. The major thing there was the fact that Mercedes Martinez has joined the Robert Stone brand. So finally, someone that actually can do some serious damage.
Who's actually credible.
Yeah.
Better late than never, Robert Stone. Better late than never.
Triple threat to earn a spot in the ladder match. Bronson Reed, Roderick Strong, Johnny Gargano. How about Bronson Reed breaking through in this match, Matt?
Not sure how I feel about Bronson Reed having to climb a ladder.
Yeah. Hey, he's a thick boy.
Yeah, they might need to break out the Big Show ladder.
I was the wrestling world, the wrestlers, the fellow people that he works with. There was so much outpouring of support for that win. It was cool.
It was a nice story and whatnot, but let's not mix words. Finn Balor better win that fucking match Wednesday night.
Yeah,
because I don't want to see Dexter Lumis or Timothy Thatcher in this match over Finn Balor.
Yeah.
You know, don't even fucking play that game with me, Triple H. Don't fucking do it.
I would not be surprised if Balor wins it at TakeOver. I fully expect Balor to win. There's not going to be another...
because his whole feud with Walter got derailed thanks to stupid virus. So he's kind of been treading water in NXT ever since because his main feud build-up rivalry was taken away.
Yeah. I would not be surprised if he wins that title. He has never held the North American title, so I would not be surprised if he wins it at TakeOver overall.
And I think that's a hell of a credible champion to run with that title too.
Yeah.
So, look, you can put some young guys in there, but you gotta have some big stars in that match too, and Finn Balor fits that bill.
Yeah. Timothy Thatcher and Orny Lorcan beat the shit out of each other again. Hey, I will watch those matches any day of the week. Those are fun to watch them just beat the fuck out of each other. And Karrion Kross with his biggest challenge to date. Him and Dijakovic had a good main event match, Matt.
They reenacted Rocky IV.
Yeah,
I don't know how else to put it.
I must kid.
Other than
dies,
NXT absolutely
dies.
reenacted Rocky IV.
If he dies, he dies.
Yep, that's what they did.
Yeah, that was quite emotional watching Keith Lee watch Dijakovic get the fuck beat out of him. That was pretty brutal. So NXT tomorrow night, Wednesday night, Balor, Loomis, Thatcher in the triple threat. Keith Lee responds to Karrion Kross's heinous actions on Dijakovic. Johnny Gargano and Roderick Strong take their issue to the ring, so it looks like that'll probably be a takeover match. And Shotzi Blackheart takes on Mercedes Martinez. Very weird that two heels would be going up against each other with Roddy and Gargano, but they got two heels feuding on the main roster too now with Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. So,
is anyone truly a heel when they're facing Nia Jax?
Not anymore.
I'm all about Shayna Baszler right now, buddy.
It's such good shit.
SmackDown, live from the Performance Center. Banks and Bayley lead off the show. Nikki Cross wants another chance at Bayley, but Bayley said in order to get that chance, you have to go through your own friend, Alexa Bliss. So that led to Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross, with Nikki getting the win in a really good match, actually. I liked it. I thought SmackDown was really good overall. I thought Raw was pretty good overall, too. So it was a pretty good week of wrestling, actually. They teased a split with Nikki pushing Alexa down before the match. Kind of wonder maybe now is the clock running out on this friendship? Is Bliss going to turn heel? Obviously, Nikki Cross is not turning heel. She's her star has risen big time since with the pandemic. So I'm assuming Bliss turns heel on her eventually. Don't you think?
I wouldn't be surprised.
We had a little bit of a Firefly Funhouse. Nothing to write home about there. Basically, half of it was, or 3/4 of it was replaying the Swamp fight. Obviously, we know Braun's taking on The Fiend at SummerSlam. So, Matt Riddle, quick win against Tony Nese. They furthered the feud with King Corbin there. Miz TV with Naomi, playing off of the whole Naomi Twitter movement that happened to a lot of people pissed off of how she was handled against Lacey Evans. I did think it was pretty funny when she fucked up Lacey's makeup, though. That was kind of funny how really fucked up she made it. And oh yeah, exactly. That's probably what Lacey Evans said after that. And Big E standing outside the trainer's room. Kofi Kingston comes out and says he's out for 6 weeks, basically leading to Big E is going to be in a solo push. Where do you think this goes, Matt? Obviously, it's long overdue.
I want to see Big E and AJ Styles, brother.
Yeah. You don't think it's going to go as high as the WWE Championship?
Not if they're going to put the title back on the fucking Fiend.
Yeah.
Like, I'd love to see Big E and Braun Strowman tear it down, but I don't see them doing Big E and the Fiend or Big E and Bray Wyatt or anything like that. To me, that just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So,
unless somehow the Fiend doesn't win and Big E takes it off of Strowman. Type 2. I'd rather almost see Big E and Strowman, two big, strong dudes clashing. I would almost rather just have the Fiend out of the title picture.
I agree. I don't think the Fiend should be in the title picture. It's a special character that doesn't need a championship. They backed themselves into the corner when they did this shit with Rollins, and they felt they had to put the title on him afterwards. And they did a really lame ass thing to get it off of him. And now I don't feel like he should ever be in a WWE title program again. Just let the character be special, so you don't have to worry about it.
A fatal 4-way. Winner gets AJ Styles for the Intercontinental title on next week's SmackDown. Drew Gulak, Shorty G, Lindsay Dorado, and Grand Metalik. Grand Metalik getting the win there, so he'll get to lose to AJ Styles next week on SmackDown. Pretty cool, though. Get some guys that aren't in the picture to at least, get a title match on a SmackDown. I don't hate that at all, Matt.
Yeah.
They replayed a lot of the best of Mandy and Otis. We hadn't seen much of them lately. I think one of them might have got COVID, I'm assuming.
I'm assuming the same.
They teased that this Friday on SmackDown, the love story continues. Oh, yeah. Need to get Otis on the soundboard, right?
Will you stop?
Accurate.
Shinsuke and Cesaro cutting a promo. I love those guys. I'm glad they got the belts. And then the bar fight. I liked the bar fight, Matt. What did you think?
It was what it was. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I was happy when it was over. I've hated the entire storyline. So
yeah.
I mean, I guess it's no surprise that I didn't like the payoff.
I thought it was well done. I
hope it's done. Keyword done. I hope this feud between Sheamus and Hardy is done and over with.
Yep, I think
let
that
both of these guys move on.
That was the nail in the coffin, so to speak. Yeah, obviously we're getting a lot of cinematic matches due to the times, and obviously once we get live crowds, dial those back to like 4 a year, maybe. We're getting too many of them, sort of, but I mean, what else can you do?
Well, look, it's fine to do them when you have creative that makes them good.
Yeah.
It's just like their
Shit.
WWE seemed to peak creatively with the Boneyard match and hasn't been able to create a really good thing on that level since.
Just wait till you see the Boneryard match.
Oh boy.
Monday Night Raw kicked off Randy Orton. No surprise. He's basically calling out Drew McIntyre. We were not shocked at that one bit.
No surprise. They have nobody else on Raw to face Drew McIntyre, so it had to be Randy.
Triple threat match to determine who faces the Street Profits at SummerSlam. No surprise there.
Was so obvious.
Yeah, no surprise here that I would have. Part of me wanted the Viking Raiders. Then we could have another lead off of who can do what better. But no, it was no surprise. If you've been watching the product, you pretty much figured Andrade and Garza were going to win that triple threat. I fully expect that they're going to defeat the Street Profits at SummerSlam as well. Profits have had the belts for quite a while now, so I fully expect a title change there. Nia Jackson, Shayna Baszler, that match never happened. Poor Pat Buck, he got beat up.
He had it coming.
Something that's been consistently good, in my opinion, has been anything with Seth Rollins during the pandemic, and I thought this was.
Me and you totally disagree.
I've been.
I am so fucking sick of the Monday Night Messiah bullshit.
I'm not.
Look, more power to you, man. I fucking hate it. Like
Such good shit.
I'd rather listen to a Baron Corbin promo than have to watch any more of the Monday Night Messiah. I'm so fucking done with it. I'm just telling you, Vicky, it's the fucking truth. And the truth shall set you free.
Oh man, so you would rather watch a Baron Corbin promo?
I would.
Do ya?
I thought Dominic did a good job here, though.
Yes, he can swing a main kendo stick.
I think we're fully getting Dominic and Seth at SummerSlam.
Ugh.
And Aleister Black got the eye treatment, so he'll probably be out for a while, or he'll wear an eye patch. I hear that in the
Alice Yar Black.
Will you stop?
That's why that button was put in there.
Damn right.
I don't even want to. Oh, the ever-changing mind of Vince McMahon. Meltzer says now that Black has been depushed. So,
Well, Vince never pushed him to begin with. He was always a Heyman project. So
he was also, but yeah,
not surprising.
Yeah, and he was on a long winning streak, undefeated streak there for a while too. But yeah, yeah.
Vince the moron, an absolute maroon.
But I loved I love what I saw from Dominic so far in this whole feud as well.
I don't know if the guy can. I don't know if the kid can actually work or not, but I guess we'll find out.
Mufasa Ali talking with R-Truth. Fucking R-Truth. So Mustafa. Oh, he got his first name back too, Matt.
Yeah, he's had that for a while.
They took it away when he.
Yeah, they took it away, but they gave it back. They gave it back to him before he disappeared off TV. He's had it back for a while.
Another good thing that I've liked with the product lately is the Hurt Business. I love the group of Lashley and MVP now with Shelton Benjamin. Since they lost the 6-man tag last week, the Hurt Business had to kind of get back on the winning track. So Lashley defeated Ali in a match, 10-minute match. It was pretty dominated by Lashley there.
I actually like seeing the 24/7 title successfully defended.
Yeah.
Like, I actually enjoyed seeing them beat the shit out of the fucking ninjas. So.
Yeah, that was kind of a fun sidebar to that match, Tozawa coming out in the ninjas, and that was kind of a fun thing. Asuka and Sasha again have a good match, but the ending a little odd, but makes sense. I don't know. Does it make sense? I don't know. But basically, Bailey beating the shit out of Kairi Sane. So Asuka goes to make the save, gets counted out. As in part of the rules, you get counted out or disqualified, you lose the match. So Sasha Banks is your Raw Women's Champion officially. And Kairi Sane says goodbye, as she is now done.
God, I hope she swerves WWE and goes to AEW.
I would fucking love it.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah, I just got married. I want to move back to Japan and retire. Psych.
Well, look, the thing with AEW is they let their talents go back and forth to Japan more frequently. I mean, that's unfortunately how they lost Rio right now. But I could see AEW being like, yeah, when you want to go home to Japan, you can go home to Japan. But, let's do some business first.
Yeah.
Dude, that division could sorely use a Kairi Sane right now.
That'd be awesome. Murphy defeated Humberto Carrillo, and then we got Extreme Rules match between Drew McIntyre and Ziggler. The stipulation was it's all Extreme Rules for everybody. And then no surprise, Drew McIntyre gets the win there, and no surprise, he eats an RKO after that.
Yes, exactly.
No surprise at all.
No surprise.
I did think it was an overall good Raw and a good SmackDown. So they're going in the right direction towards SummerSlam as best they can. All right, rolling into the headlines. Obviously, the pandemic is affecting all sorts of shit right now, and the Jericho Cruise that was supposed to set sail is now going to, I guess, basically take off a year, not go this year, and set sail October 21 to the 25th in 2021.
Well, they were set to sail in January, right?
Yeah, maybe they were. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think they were set to sail in January 2021. They pushed it back to October.
Yeah, they usually.
And honestly, I think that was the right. I think that was the right decision for them. So you don't want to kill a whole bunch of wrestling fans.
The cruise ship's about the worst thing right now. Big E releases a T-shirt, which is kind of I'd say kind of a drawing version of both him and Kofi taking a knee like they did a few weeks ago on SmackDown. If you go to newday.downrightmerchinc, down, D-O-W-N, right to the right, merchinc.com, newday.downrightmerchinc, and proceeds go to the NAACP Legal Defense Fund.
That's cool.
Yeah, some good stuff there from Big E. New WWE trademarks. They have filed trademarks for the Man, now that I guess Flair is okay with it, and Intercontinental Championship.
What?
I wonder if that just ran out.
It had to have run out.
Yeah.
It had to have run out.
Yeah. Obviously, the Man, we've been talking about that for a while with.
Yeah. Well, all you had to do is throw a whole bunch of money on Ric Flair's lap, and the problem was going to go away.
Yep.
Woo!
As we mentioned, NXT TakeOver 30 or NXT TakeOver Triple X, just like with WrestleMania Triple X, Saturday, August 22nd, the night before SummerSlam.
Your SummerSlam might be on a boat.
I have heard that, yes. Maybe they should just go to Fight Island. God. I need to watch that just to see what it looked like. I
haven't seen it yet.
I was gone that night, so I didn't get to watch it. A bunch of WWE execs sold off shares, totaling in the million. Vince sold a 12, almost 13,000 shares. Stephanie sold about 11,000. This Paul Levesque guy, I don't know who he is, but he sold almost 11,000 shares.
Fuck that guy.
And Kevin Dunn sold 21,000 shares. Kevin Dunn must be scared.
Speaking of fuck that guy.
Yeah, he must be scared of the market right now.
You stupid idiots!
So another reason I love the fact that AEW is not a publicly traded company.
What is that stock at right now? Pulling up right now. $44.90. Remember when it was pushing over?
I was going to say when it was over 100. Yeah,
It's such good.
They're honestly they're lucky with that they are where they are right now. So
yeah,
could be much worse.
So apparently, I did not know this, but they took a shot at Cornette during the Falls Count Anywhere match on Dynamite. That's funny.
I don't remember.
It says there was a Jim Cornette reference as a sign for a mud show. Cornette's euphemism for AEW and bad independent shows on his podcast.
Oh.
And it was seen that term was seen in a truck that was used during Bucks versus Butcher and the Blade. Big Swole on the most recent edition of the AEW Restricted podcast. So
I enjoy those unrestricted shows. I think they're pretty good. I end up watching them on YouTube when they put them up because on YouTube they actually have the video instead of just like you can listen to the podcast on Spotify, but if you wait a week, they have like the video version of it. They put it on TNT's YouTube page.
Yeah.
So I watched it on there. And yeah, I thought the Nyla Rose one was really good. I just recently saw I think I watched the Big Swole one last night, which I also thought was really good.
On pay-per-view, September 12th, Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. in an 8-round exhibition boxing match. So Tyson is in insane shape right now. And obviously there was all sorts of rumors that he was looking to return to the ring. It's going to be part of a pay-per-view that airs. I'm not sure what else is going to be on it, but obviously that's going to probably be the main event. two 50-year-old guys punching the shit out of each other. That'll get a lot of buys, though. Mike Tyson returning to the ring. Did you watch?
I'm sure it will.
Did you watch Adam Cole on the Pat McAfee show?
Yeah, I saw the work.
Oh my God, the people that think it's a fucking shoot.
Mark Henry thinks it's a shoot. Like, Mark, you're a fucking idiot.
You stupid idiots!
Yeah, it's so fucking fake. Like, as soon as I saw it, I was just like, that's a fucking work. Freaking McAfee and Cole have been going at each other, taking jabs for years now. Like, they're just going to have a match at TakeOver. It's so fucking obvious.
And Triple H was on Pat McAfee's show as well and kind of blamed Pat, who is still under contract. So, yes. Yes, it's
such good shit.
Yes. Probably need a new microphone.
At least Triple H thinks it is.
Cole knocked that fuck out of that microphone when it hit the floor. You're going to probably have to buy a new microphone, though. Looks like they use Roadcasters for their mics on that show. Those are about $250 a pop. But he gets a lot of views on YouTube, so YouTube will buy him a new one. The people that thought that was real.
Dude, it's so dumb.
Oh, they were born yesterday, apparently.
Yeah, and honestly, it blows my mind.
Not just in the demo for the demo gods, but AEW killed NXT last week. 845 to 615. 18 to 49 was 0.32 to 0.17. So AEW just smoking NXT ever since NXT got a little sniff of winning Wednesday Night Wars, right? They got a little sniff.
They had a couple weeks where Moxley wasn't on AEW. Those were the weeks that they won. Moxley's back. Moxley's a draw.
Yeah.
I mean, for anybody that wanted to dispute that fact, I mean, it's right there. Like, when Moxley's around, AEW don't lose those ratings.
Just like what the Good Brothers said, they're a draw too. You know, everybody talking about Impact. Definitely go check out that interview with Chris Van Vliet.
Yeah, it was good. It was good stuff. I've enjoyed all the Good Brothers interviews that are popping all over the internet right now. So
they've been
doing interviews with everybody.
Good Brothers need some better internet though.
Oh yeah, Carl Anderson looks like he has some video issues.
Quit downloading that porn, Carl. I don't know what happened, but SmackDown got a nice bump on last Friday, 1.97 million. So they almost cracked 2 million for the first time since the replay of the Boneyard match.
I also think Jeff Hardy's a draw. So
True.
I think him being in the main event probably helped a great deal. Like, they should really use him better than they're using him right now.
Raw continues to piss in the wind. Barely over 1.6 million. Second lowest ever rating. The lowest ever rating was just 2 weeks prior to that. So, and you can't, you know, the pandemic's going on, but baseball got 4 million viewers with nobody in the crowd or anything like that. So I think, you know, no crowd is a big thing, but at the same time, you still got to put out a good product. And overall, it's been kind of spotty. We had a good week this week, but overall, it's been spotty. And you go see baseball, which who knows how long baseball is going to be around because of the Miami or the Florida Marlins or whatever the fuck they're called right now. Can't even play a game until Monday because everybody's got COVID. And then it came out today, 40 people in the NFL tested positive for COVID. It's like NBA and NHL are the only ones doing it right now. So it's like,
yeah. Any league that thinks they can still travel and get away with it right now is learning the hard way that it ain't going to fucking work.
And this is just rookies reporting, and then there's 40 of them that have tested positive. I do not have high hopes that baseball is going to make it 60 games. I could bet good money that NFL ain't going to start on time.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
They're probably going to try some shit, but fuck. I mean, that report came out today, and that's just rookie camp people. Not good. Oh, we got a big surprise on the Twitter here the other day when it was teased that the video game channel G4 is making a comeback.
Yeah, I hear it's online only though.
And
Which
Xavier
is
Woods.
lame.
Yeah, and Xavier Woods is pushing for to be a host of one or all the shows. He doesn't care. Creed for G4.
I saw that shit trending this week.
Oh,
So
he's gonna have a bid on it. He's gonna host something. Ain't no doubt. I love G4. Did you watch it back in the day?
I loved G4 back in the day. That's why I was excited when I heard it was coming back, and then I heard it's an online thing, and I'm just like, eh.
Yeah, still, it's gonna be on YouTube or on a streaming channel.
I would rather be able to just turn a channel and turn on G4. Honestly,
it's the way the world is today.
Me.
Yeah. WWE has applied trademarks to the NXT UK Heritage Cup and Heritage Cup for the trademarks there. So apparently there's going to be some kind of big tournament. Winner gets a cup.
Cup of what? Cup of noodles?
Maybe.
Will you stop?
Noodles.
More on the MLB returning. The Yankees Nationals game. 4 million viewers, most watched regular season game on any network since 2011.
Yeah, people miss baseball, but it ain't gonna get. I don't think they're gonna get to keep it for long.
Yeah, but
So,
will it cut into the WWE's already sagging ratings is the question.
I think any live sport, if it goes up against pro wrestling right now, is going to cut into their ratings just because people miss it so much. Doesn't the NBA return Thursday?
Mm-hmm. NHL's not too far behind.
Yeah.
No, NHL's.
I don't think NHL is going to take away pro wrestling's audience, but I think the NBA might.
Yeah.
And I actually feel the NBA is doing it right to the point we're actually going to get to the finals.
Except for that.
You stupid idiots!
That left the bubble for a strip club. I can't remember which player that was, but
honest to God, I wouldn't let him back in.
Yeah, he's got a quarantine for like 14 days or something now.
Honestly, if I caught a player doing that, I'd be like, "You're done. Go home." You know, we're trying to protect our fucking talent here. If you're gonna go do something fucking stupid like that, you can just go home.
We're a few months out from this, but whenever we get another UK takeover, here's something to look forward to. The Finn Balor did an interview with the Irish Mirror, and he wants Edge at NXT TakeOver Dublin.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
So,
well, I'm sure Edge read that and laughed.
We could hope.
Edge is not. They are not going to use an Edge match on an NXT UK show. Yeah. I don't even think they'd use an Edge match on a regular NXT show. Edge is strictly main brand pay-per-view. Like I don't ever think we'll see the day where Edge is wrestling on Raw. Like I think Edge is going to be strictly special pay-per-view event matches. So yeah, I don't. Yeah. I do, Frankie.
Sad news. The legendary Regis Philbin passed away this week. Obviously a great host, a great game show host, but also had a lot of ties with the WWE. He would always have wrestlers on, especially during the Attitude Era, on Regis and Kathy Lee. And so that is why we kind of bring it up here. Philbin, he definitely deserves a celebrity Hall of Fame induction if he is not already there. But he had countless WWE superstars on the show.
Oh yeah.
Diesel, Undertaker, Bret Hart, Stone Cold, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, Rick Rude, Ultimate Warrior, Lex Luger. I mean, just the list is on and on of people.
It's a gigantic list. We'd be here all night talking about every wrestler that was ever on the Regis and Kathy Lee show.
This is an interesting topic that I think was brought up by a fan, I think. With women empowerment being a big thing recently on social media, somebody brought up, should they get rid of the name Knockouts? And literally it was almost unanimous, the women in that division saying, no,
yeah,
it's not a bad name. It's not demeaning. It's not, and I agree. There's no reason to have to get rid of that. So
yeah, there's nothing. Yeah, there's not. I've never seen anything wrong with the Knockouts name.
Literally, I think every single response was no, we don't need to get rid of this. On Jericho's Saturday night special, he announced that he's going to self-publish a new book that looks at every match in his career.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's a lot of fucking matches.
It's gonna be a must-have for Chris Jericho fans.
It's like an encyclopedia
of
Jericho. The Encyclopedia of Jericho.
You stupid.
Read it all, man.
I can't wait for the. We know it's coming, but obviously not until he's probably close to being done wrestling. But the AEW chapter of his next book. That'll be some good. That'll be some.
It's such good shit.
Pal. Jericho also is going to appear in Kevin Smith's horror comedy show called Kilroy Was Here. Jericho's gonna be a redneck alligator hunter. That'll be good.
Oh boy.
That'll be good. The trailer was unveiled at the virtual Comic-Con this past weekend. Adam Cole commented on the Pat McAfee incident on Twitter, said, I've had the weekend to think about everything, and it's still hard to put into words where to begin. First of all, to anyone that I've offended, I apologize. I apologize because I represent a brand that commands respect, not just because of what we do in the ring, but how we handle ourselves outside of the ring. Even though he continued to push my buttons, I should have kept my composure and acted like a professional. I'm embarrassed by my reaction, and I will make sure something like that never happens again. Thanks for the continued support, everyone. Hashtag kayfabe.
Yeah.
Eva Marie is back in pro wrestling. Well, sort of.
Well, kind of.
A new show about women wrestlers on Now This News, which I think is just basically a digital platform that's on YouTube and shared all over Facebook and shit. I see Now This News all over the time. It'll be called Faces and Heels, following 7 amazing women who are kicking ass in the real world of wrestling.
I recognized a lot of the faces on there too. So, and it could be a pretty good show. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with it.
Backyard Wrestling may be returning as there are trademarks filed for Backyard Wrestling.
That, like, of all the things that people thought we needed to have a comeback on, that's not one of them.
I don't know who Nigel Sherrard is, but I'm assuming he works for Impacts at some point. And they applied for the trademark for Wrestler House, which is something Matt said he should not like, but he does.
Yeah, I know. I know it's something that I normally should hate, but I found it very entertaining tonight. So I'll be curious to get your thoughts when you see the segment tonight.
Yeah, I'll DM you because I'm 99% sure I'm going to watch it after we get done recording, which is literally going to be in a few minutes because we just have a couple of pieces of headlines left before we wrap it up. Ring of Honor is going to be taping shortly empty arena content, and it'll be in the Maryland areas where they're going to tape. That's another company I've ignored for a long time. Curious to see if they catch our attention again. Doubtful, but the great Netflix wrestling show based on the gorgeous ladies of wrestling from the 80s received 3 Emmy nominations, including supporting actress in a comedy, so they continue to get a lot of award recognition. The Daniel Bryan collection has been added to the WWE Network. The collection goes all the way back to Night of Champions in 2010 when he took on The Miz, his former mentor from NXT, for the United States Championship. Also, Bryan versus Punk from 2012's Over the Limit. Team Hell No against Kofi Kingston and R-Truth, Night of Champions 2012. Bryan and Cena at SummerSlam 2013 for the WWE Championship. Of course, what collection with Daniel Bryan would have to have is Bryan against Triple H at WrestleMania 30, followed by the triple threat match to end WrestleMania 30 in one of the greatest endings of WrestleMania history. Bryan and Lesnar from Survivor Series 18 and AJ Styles and Bryan from for the championship at TLC in 2018 are all included. The first ever Matt Riddle action figure is now a part of Ringside Collectibles. The Elite 78 series includes Matt Riddle, Drake Maverick, Randy Orton, R-Truth with a 24/7 title, Kofi Kingston, Naomi, and then the rest. That's it. They just announced Elite 78. Truth with the ugly ass 24/7 title is kind of funny though. And Chris Statlander announced on her social media that she officially underwent surgery to repair her torn ACL today. I wonder if COVID.
I don't know why it took so long.
That's what I was gonna say. COVID, maybe.
Yeah, I guess that's a possibility. But damn, should have had that done already.
I'm guessing it was something she had no control over. So.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope she just wasn't putting it off, hoping it was going to get better or something.
Yeah, I don't think he would do that with a torn ACL, but who knows? She's an alien, so maybe she just thought she'd recover, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
Super
It's such good shit.
Powers.
That's going to do it for this edition of Lost in the Midcard. Thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes, Spotify, any of your favorite podcasting apps. Make sure you search for Lost in the Midcard. Hit that subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way, typically on Wednesdays. And also the YouTube. You can see, at least my smiling face right now, and for our video podcast. And the links to all that are on our Facebook page, facebook.com/LostInTheMidcard. Or go to Twitter on our pinned tweet there at LITMC Podcast. Hopefully we'll get Daryl back. He's been very busy with work, so he's been unable to join. But give him a follow on the Twitter at No One Like D. Matt is on the Twitter at Raw F Showtime. I'm on the Twitter at JB Huskers. And before we ride off into the sunset, after I've talked for about what seems like 4 straight hours, Matt, what are your final thoughts?
Tune into Dynamite Wednesday night. I think it's going to be a hell of a show.
Do ya?
I do.
Use that button more than I thought I would tonight. It was a good week of wrestling. And as Matt said, it's probably only going to get better, at least on AEW side of things. AEW continues to put on a tremendous product no matter what's going on in the world. So, Cody and Warhorse, man, that's going to be a battle, ain't it?
I've yet to see a Warhorse match, so I'm interested in finally seeing what this guy's all about.
Yeah, go look one up if you want. Otherwise, you can
I kind of just want to go in blind.
I don't blame you there either.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go watch some Impact and eat some Funyuns. So for Matt Black, this is Jeremy Bennett. Thank you for tuning into Lost the Midcard. We'll catch you next week.